No, just kidding. I don't talk that loud. I'm here to talk to you today about, if I had any sense of ability to use graphics, it would be the MTV logo, because I'm here to talk to you today about music television. It started in 1980, as we all know, with the first music video playing was a Video Killed the Radio Star by, fuck, I should know. I haven't done any research on this. Like, it's such a, I should know, but I don't. So, the deal with MTV was that all throughout the 1980s and the 1990s, it centered all on the first word of its name, music. Towards the tail end of the 90s and early 2000s, it didn't really shift, but like slowly but surely it started going more towards reality. What with things like the Real World Road Rules, and then Real World Road Rules Challenge. That's a very big tongue twister for me. Once those started gaining popularity of sorts, that's when the Osbournes came out.
What you do now, love? Sharon!
And the Osbournes were pretty much the first reality show to focus on an entire family, which we would then later on see with people like the Kardashians or John and Kate plus 8, stuff like that. And then once they realized they got a big hit on their hands with that, even though they were a music-related family, they kind of went all out with that. And they had not only shows about celebrities, but I remember probably around the mid-2000s, there was a show called I Want a Famous Face, or something like that. And then you got stuff nowadays that's been around for about 10 years or so. It's like Teen Mom, or was it 16 and Pregnant? But none of that today is music related. And that's the issue. One of the biggest complaints I would see online all the time was this shift from music to reality. And that's something, obviously, that people are passionate about, because everybody loves music. I think that's a given. I think if you don't like music, you're crazy. So for everyone to be up in arms about this, and then they just don't do anything about it, it showed where their minds were at, which was money. I mean, and that's all well and good. Obviously, the main part of a business is to make money, but I think it just shows that the fan base is passionate. But around 3 years ago, they decided to bring back TRL, and that was okay. It started out, it had a bunch of YouTube stars that would host it. Not just one, like Carson Daly was the original host, and then I believe later on after he left, again, this is something I should have done more research on. After he left, they had at least one or two hosts, like, simultaneously. But this one had not only like 5 or 6 people hosting, but they rotated people out to bring other people in. They had a huge collection of pretty much YouTube stars, not even really musicians at all, but YouTube stars. And then the initial plan was, it started out in the afternoon like the original TRL was. They also had plans for a morning one and a late night one. And then I don't think the TRL got enough viewers to warrant that. And then not only did they not do those 2 other shows, they also scaled back tremendously, with the final show being Sway, longtime MTV host, Sway, hosting it, doing sit-down interviews in front of like a small studio audience. Nothing at all like its heyday. A very interesting format, though. It wasn't terrible. I enjoyed it. I think Sway is a great host. I think he did very good, interesting interviews. But again, it didn't reach that apex that the original did. And so at the end of the day, even that, it wasn't even I mean, it was canceled, but it was done so quietly. It just was taken off the air and given and replaced with like probably Teen Mom reruns. And yeah, so at the end of the day, I don't know what they could have done, because the viewers weren't there, which is very unfortunate. The viewers, I think, would have brought in more revenue, and then the guys upstairs would have been like, okay, we have something on our hands here. I just think it was poorly done and it was almost designed to fail in a way. Well, it wasn't even, because when you think about it, the main audience for the original TRL was teenagers, and teenagers today love YouTube, so in a way it was really smart, but it just obviously didn't last. I forget what the other half of this video was going to be. At this point, I've done this for almost 8 minutes. Good lord. So I'm going to end it here, and you just have fun watching this.